You studying notes?
No, I'm trying to figure out what this did.
That's not a pre-rehearsed script?
No.
You're live already. What are you wearing?
Well, this is my first thing that I did. I did one before, a long time ago, by hand. You know, actually,
Let me zoom in on it.
Actually, I had the letters cut out by a friend of mine who has a laser, but then I couldn't figure out a way to actually attach them to the shirt securely enough to do embroidery on my embroidery machine to sew them down, so I ended up having to sew them on by hand on my little sewing machine, and never did it again. But now that I have this was really easy.
What gives you the right to put Hawaii on clothing?
Because I live here.
This is my awful assignment of the year. You want to tell me who you are or tell the public who you are?
I'm Julie in Kona. That's how I sign all in my group. So
just to tease everybody?
Huh?
Just to tease everybody? Because everybody who's not in Kona is suffering.
Kind of. You know, you spell my name a little bit different, but I run across other people with my same spelling. So actually on the groups, you know, so they just know who I am.
Julie, why did you look at a laser? How long you've been embroidering? Doing embroidery maybe?
I've been embroidering about 8 years. Started off with a little home machine and got so disgusted and then bought a Happy 12 needle Voyager, and then I bought an Amaya 16 needle. And
now you bought a laser?
And well, before that I bought vinyl cutting to do rhinestone design, and found out that I did a lot more cutting of vinyl for t-shirts, you know, for athletic associations or whatever, and that doubled my business, doubled my business, and I think this is going to triple it.
But you now have 60 heads of embroidery, right?
Oh yeah. But you know,
how many heads do you have right now?
Well, just two.
But why?
Two singles, but.
Isn't this totally disproportionate of an investment to 2 heads of embroidery?
Yeah, well, I have a feeling that I'm going to have to get like 2 more heads and put them. I can link them together. They can all do the same thing at the same time, and I think that that's probably where I'm heading.
Why? What prompted you to get to look at a laser and then tell me what you did and research to get this one?
Well, you know, after doing this, there just had to be an easier way. And then, you know, I was surfing on YouTube and I ran across actually your embossing machine. And then there were other videos, and so I'm watching this and I'm going, oh my God, look at this stuff. That is so cool. You know? And I just kept on looking at them, and I looked at every single video, and you know, and the final thing is that my husband is like really good to me. He says, Julie, if you want it, we can get it. So I went, okay, let's do it. So I sent an email, you know, an inquiry on the internet, you know, just on his Permaboss page, and in 5 minutes, I don't think it was quite 5 minutes, that I got a call back from him. He says, oh, I just saw your email, you know, what's going on? So that was it, man. I just like hook, line, and sinker, you know. And
did you do a lot of research before you bought it, in a sense? Like, did you look into it in depth? What was your opinion?
I didn't do a lot of research of other people, because what I was seeing was so fantastic, you know, that and it worked with embroidery, and that's what I really need to make this work, you know. I still like the embroidery, and I just need more toys. What can I say?
I was disappointed that you weren't excited when we did the first things. And then
But
I said,
you know, but I've had my excitement you know, I've been excited for so long, you know.
Yeah. But you also said it's because you watched every video?
Oh yeah, every video, and some of them, you know, like the guy in Nova Scotia, I watched him a lot because he was just great.
But did you get in person live what you saw in the video? Like, is there?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, this is it. Just went exactly like it went in the videos.
How was your experience, your training? Besides me wearing flip-flops and shorts and no tuxedo.
I got the program to create the files weeks ago, and I've been working on that, and I've been busy. You know, I mean, I've taken a trip out of the United States, and I've gotten a lot more customers just recently that has just absolutely done terrible things in my free time. I just don't have any. But his trainer is really good, and we managed to get in a whole 3 hours, all one crack. And I already know, you know, like Corel, and I digitize out of several different programs, and so all of this file creation is not real foreign to me. I'm not starting at the ground.
What about for somebody else who is? Would you say any embroidery person can pick it up?
Oh yeah, especially if they're doing digitizing, because it's essentially the same thing. You have lines, and that's where it's going to cut, or that's where it's going to sew, and you just have to keep track of what is a sew line and what is a cut line, you know. And
can you show me what you made today?
Okay.
Or what we did so far?
This was the first thing we did.
Yeah.
And this worked out perfectly the first time, no problem. And this is just.
Wait, how'd you make it so rough looking? I want to hear you say.
I took a brush.
What kind of brush?
It's like a toilet scrub brush.
But you told me it was a new one, right?
Yes, a new one. Well, I've used it for doing this before. That's what I used on this thing here.
Yeah.
And it worked. And you can see that this is just like, you know, falling apart. This has not been washed yet. So
okay.
we distressed it up with the brush. And when you're doing it commercially, you know, you can't go washing the stuff, you know, but you need to get it somewhat like it's going to look, you know, so that they're not disappointed that it's not rough and, you know, that scrubby looking thing, you know. So actually the first thing we did here was, well, let me just tell you about this, because these are Hawaiian quilt designs.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of people here that do that. And cutting these out is really time consuming. I mean the whole process is time consuming.
Show me the sheet for a second, the template. So that has marks of, we have to do a scorch or like an etch to mark where they're going to sew?
I thought I would get real clever, and the blue is the actual finished size. The yellow outside line is the cut line. And then the black lines in here are other cut lines so that you can tuck it under. I actually did not cut those.
Okay.
But
is it a big deal for you to do it?
Yeah, I could. Yes, I intend to do it.
But it's not a big deal? It's easy to do if you want to do it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just put them in there and select the two colors and tell it to do a cut line on that. And it's the same speed, same settings as an actual cut, because it is an actual cut. Okay, so, but I just put them in a different color so I can see what they are. Okay, so, because if you notice that these are not cut apart, they're supposed to be cut apart because they're separate parts.
Yeah.
And anyway, so this is something I'm going to do with a whole lot of different designs and try and sell it in some kind of a package.
Okay.
Okay, so that's an idea of mine. I mean, it's not a real original idea because a lot of people are doing it, but I can do it really easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we have...
You want to do the etching stuff?
The etching. Okay, so this is actually the first thing we did yesterday, and he did mostly his designs, and there's like McDonald's on the back here, and Frito-Lay, and look, it goes right across, seams. It just doesn't make any difference. It doesn't have to be exactly flat. It can have a little ripple in it. It can have a seam.
Show me the placard or whatever you call it.
Yeah, the placket. You want to get up close
That's
here?
good. That's good.
Okay. So it has something on each collar, different things. It has, what is this?
Oh, Audi.
Audi, and the Cancer ribbon, and the apple.
Okay.
Okay.
And how hard is that to do, to learn?
Really, really easy and really fast.
How long was, okay, we had a little bit of issues. Let me just show the ceiling. We had like, how much clearance?
Pardon?
Where are we right now? We're in your garage here?
Yes, this is my garage.
And how much clearance did we have?
We we had to take the wheels off to get the frame upright. You know,
Yeah.
Our hearts just about sank when we went to turn it upright. And my husband and I did that a couple of days ago just to make sure that it would fit, and it didn't. And we went, oh my goodness, what are we going to do here? So we took the wheels off, and that gave us enough clearance, and so we just slide it in there. I'm never going to move it. It's just like going to stay there.
What was your impression when I wasn't here, but you unpacked the whole thing and you touched it and saw it?
The thing that gets me is that I am so used to, Wally World, plastic, buy tomorrow and buy it again in 3 weeks because it's falling apart because it's plastic. This stuff is made out of, I don't know, a close to half-inch plate aluminum, lots of the parts. It's industrial strength. Absolutely. The only plastic on it is the see-through thing in the bottom of the levelers, so that it won't scratch your floor. Of course, my floor doesn't make any difference. It's cement here. But extremely solid. Really impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely top.
And when you saw inside, you convinced that it's all made here, not made in China, and the parts and everything?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
So important.
It's really one of the best put together machines I've ever seen.
What qualifies you to talk about machines, by the way?
Pardon?
Why are you qualified to say something like that? I'm teasing you now. What machines do you have around here that makes you qualified? What machines have you touched and seen? What's that one? What's the one over there? What's that?
Yeah, we have a chipper.
And it looks, how old is it?
It's over 4 years old. It looks brand new. People think it's brand new, and it's not. We take care of our machine.
I just had to tease you because usually, without sounding facetious or anything, women say, the guy might say, what does she know about machines? But you're around them. You've seen stuff. That's why I had to bring that up. Sorry to tease you.
We have a boat that's 25 years old, and it's worth more today than when we bought it.
How often does Vince change oil on it?
Every 100 hours religiously.
And if he comes home and has to go out next morning at 3 a.m.?
It's changed at midnight.
Okay. By the way, I didn't like any of your fish at all, the jerky, but I would like to get some more opinions from my friends, if you don't mind. But I'm just telling you, it's not for me.
You want me to give you a couple of bags just to...
I'm just saying, it's not for me. It's nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
This man, I'll tell you how to do that if you give me some more fish.
Are you telling people that if they don't have
a little trade there?
Oh, but it was like amazing. I can't... Okay. Oh, show that shirt. Okay, go ahead. Give me a tour quickly.
So then our geckos are...
You can drop that wire if you want.
Huh?
You can drop that wire in your hand if you want.
Oh, okay. Our geckos are like an icon here now because there's so many. Okay, this is a Hawaiian... No, it's a Madagascar day geckos, and they're green. They're much brighter green than this. And they actually have red splashes on them. But anyway, I wanted to do that design. So this is reverse applique. So this material, the green material, is on the inside. Okay?
And how many attempts did we make to get that?
One. I mean, this is it. This is my first attempt.
Okay.
Okay. Then he says, okay, so now let's do an applique. So the material is on the outside, and you sew on the inside, you cut on the outside. This is so on the outside, cut on the inside.
Okay.
Actually, the sew lines are the same on both. It's just the cut line that changes.
Okay.
Okay. So here is different material, makes all the difference in the world. Okay, and that was just as easy as the other one. Okay, and so then this is how he clothes his family. He wants me to do for his child. Okay, so I did and put her name on it.
But today you had to go and make changes to files, and you did digitizing,
Oh, yeah.
and was it like profitable still theoretically if you had to whip something up for a customer?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, yes. You know, I mean, I'm new at this, and you know, Alex, the man who is teaching me the program, he says you have to center each file, and you know, and I'm messing with these files because this is not the design that I actually started out with. It was a little bit different. I changed it, and the first ones I had all centered. The second ones were not quite centered, but I remembered to center the embroidery file. I just didn't center the cut file.
Yeah.
And so sewed the embroidery part, took it over to the laser, and it's not matching up. And it's like, oh, you know, like, so he says, it's not centered. And I'm going, I thought I centered it, you know. So I went back and I checked my file, and sure enough, it wasn't centered, centered it, made a new, you know, file for it, and which was quite quick, you know, because the file is essentially done, you know. I just had to center it. Yeah. And then I, you know, just bring it up and check it, and you see the little light going around, and it's right on where it's supposed to be, and hit the button and cut it, and there we are. So that happened on both this one, and then it happened on this one. So I did that twice. So okay, and then we did this. I don't think you can see this, but this is a Guinness all the way across, right across the zipper. This zipper just, it didn't even, the laser light is actually touching the zipper, but because the material is so different, it didn't touch it at all. I mean, it just.
So it's a very subtle decoration then.
Huh?
It's a very subtle tone-on-tone decoration.
Yeah, this is a tone-on-tone, and it's great for this kind of thing because it's really in there, you know. And then we did down the sleeve. Yeah. And here we did on the back.
How long do these things take to do?
Oh, not long.
Like.
You know, like, I don't. Maybe the Guinness one, because it was so big, took, I don't know, a minute.
Yeah. Remember, see the gecko shirt?
Yeah.
What stitch speed did you stitch at? On what machine?
I have an Amaya.
Yeah. Pull it out for one
XT.
sec. Pull it out so it's in the video.
Amaya XT, and because the stitches are close together, and it's, I could run this. I started running it at 1,350 stitches a minute, and I finally put it up to 1,400 stitches a minute. And
how many
stitching?
How many thread breaks?
Huh?
How many thread breaks?
I actually did have a thread break, but I have thread breaks because I have my windows open, and the thread is getting messed up from the wind. You know, that's where a lot of my thread breaks come in, but not many.
And so how long did that take to stitch out?
I timed it. It was 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
And how much for the lasering? Do you remember? I made a note on it.
Yeah, I can't remember. Not long.
It was like 30 seconds?
A lot less than...
Yeah, remember it was like 30 seconds or less?
Yeah.
And then what about prep time?
Well, I have to hoop it, and I really don't have a hooping thing, because I have to hoop it the hard way. And actually, that probably took longer than all of the rest of it put together. I'm going to have to do something about that.
You're going to look this up for the...
Get 3 heads and really start...
Then you get a hooping press from us.
Yeah.
Okay. So what the point is that it's like insanely quick.
Yes, insanely.
Is it profitable to do applique, reverse applique? If you now this way, the way with the laser?
How much would you pay for this? I know that there are there are businesses right down in our business district that can't get people. I mean, I've been told I can't find anybody to do reverse applique. You know, that's because nobody has a laser here. Now, I have a laser, I'm going to get all the business.
Yeah.
They're going to love me. You know, all I have to do is have some samples, go down there, and they're going to go, all right, you know.
Okay.
So I'm working on my Hawaiian type flowers. I'm working on my geckos and my, surfboards and palm trees.
What about corporate? How about residential? I mean, you live in a highly touristic area,
of
but
course the corporate is really important because anybody that comes to me wants what they want on it, and it's not Hawaiian flowers; it's their corporate logo, and so some will be like an etch, and then some will be.
That's what is that now?
Okay, this is the Harley Davidson, and we did 3 of them. Okay, and this is washed, so it was a little bit darker, or brighter, I should say, before it was washed because there's ash on there. I mean, it's burning the surface, and you get the ash. And this was a 30% power. This was 40% power. This was 20% power. 20%, I would say, is out. That's not going to be good. And I actually like the 30% better than the 40%.
Okay.
You
Did you
and
ever?
That's perfectly acceptable. And this is black, and this is 100% cotton.
Did you do a lot of dry wicking stuff in the past? Embroidery-wise?
Embroidery, yes.
Was it challenging?
I've got it down so that I don't lose any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the challenges with it? Like puckering? And
the puckering, yeah. But I use iron-on stabilizer and loosen up my stitches and don't make it real dense. It's so much nicer to have it soft, and I've never had anybody complain that it's not covering or anything, because most people look at this stuff and just it's what it is.
Last question, I guess, is what you told me when you did the Hawaii with the glue, the spray glue, and all that stuff. What's the nightmares with dealing with applique and the glue method?
Oh, well, this one here, I couldn't use the glue on the back of this because then it won't fuzzy up really well. It would have glue on it, and I suppose eventually it comes off because it does come off. But glue presents its own problems with embroidery machines in that when the needle goes through it a million times and it heats up, because your needle does get hot, and it heats up that glue, and that glue volatilizes, and it gets all over the workings. And if you start having thread breaks and it won't trim everything, and you have been using spray glue, that is the problem. And you have to get it clean. Okay, and there's ways to do that. And so I've essentially stopped using it. But with this new machine, I'm going to really concentrate on this kind of stuff. I really like the reverse applique. I really like that. And that'll go good with all of our Hawaiian icons.
Is that because you want to use the toilet brush more? I can't help but tease you about it. Okay, so are you okay if you share this video with some of your friends?
Sure. Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. In fact, they're waiting for it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
I think you're going to become more. I think Hawaii is going to trump Halifax for favorite video. Okay, so should we create a training boot camp in Hawaii for everybody?
Absolutely. I tried to get the embroidery group to take the cruise around the islands and have our classes on the boat. And we ended up doing cruises, but not in Hawaii because they were mostly from the East Coast and they wanted to go to the Caribbean. So.
Oh, I see.
So I go to the Caribbean every year.
But you live in paradise.
I live in paradise, and this is better than the Caribbean, I can tell you that.
Okay, I so much appreciate you saying what you said and everything. Okay.
Well, I've been...
How much you been paid for this video, Julie?
Let me see here. Let me see. I'll have to maybe give you another package of fish.
That's a good deal.
We do fish. We do marlin, dehydrated marlin, and it's a little addictive.
That would be an understatement, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So you got your training partially with my mouthful? Is that what you're trying to tell the audience?
Yeah. And sticky fingers and fishy fingers.
No, I appreciate it so much. Thanks, Julie.
Okay.
See you.
Aloha.